Lance Bassiano's high energy applauded at Little League, but when it came time for him to go to preschool, that energy caused trouble.
It was 9 daycares in less than 2 years.
So this happened over and over and over again.
Over and over and over again. This has been such a journey. We were very embarrassed by it because we're thinking, what are we doing wrong as parents? You have a child that keeps getting expelled out of school. You don't know how to react to it or what you're supposed to change or do.
Daycare after daycare told the Bassianos that Lance could not come back, saying he was a lot to handle.
The sad thing is it affected him greatly because he felt unwanted.
It's more common than you might think.
Nationwide, it's estimated that 250 children are suspended or expelled from preschool each school day, more than 65,000 every year, according to a study published in the International Journal of Child Abuse and Neglect.
When teachers were highly stressed, they were more likely to report expelling multiple kids. And also when teachers felt that they were unsupported in their work with parents, or when they had negative perceptions of parents, they tended to report expelling more kids. And so that really spoke to us about it being an adult issue. It's less about children's behavior and more about adults' perceptions of and responses to kids' behavior.
Preschool and early childcare is essential for young children. Their development and brain growth is the most dramatic during this time, learning foundational skills and building social relationships.
When we don't invest in children in these first 5 years, we're all going to have to pay for that later. Expulsions, especially in early childhood, are a symptom of a much larger problem, of a broken, underfunded, undervalued, fragmented childcare and early learning system in our country.
Illinois tried one solution, banning early childhood expulsions altogether, instead encouraging childcare centers to use local resources.
It's one of 6 states and D.C. to pass legislation protecting children from expulsions in both public school and private childcare settings. In the last 7 years, more and more states are addressing the problem in some capacity. And it's helped. Before the law, nearly 13 out of every 1,000 children were expelled in Illinois. It's down to just over 3 out of every 1,000. But researchers found that twice as many children were informally pushed out, and the expulsions that did happen were disproportionately among boys and black children.
You have a little body with really big feelings, and they don't know what to do with them.
Lindsay PERCIVAL has run the Learning Bridge Early Learning Center in Evanston for 10 years. She points out that the new law is flawed.
The problem is that we have the mandate and we don't have any resources backing it up. Really, the only resource that doesn't cost a lot of money is going to somewhere like Action for Children and having one of their therapists come and help us. But they are only with us for about 6 weeks. And that's not enough time for them to build a relationship with the child, and it's not enough time for them to visit with the parents.
It's an emotional struggle plaguing young children, even pre-pandemic, adding to parents' anxieties as their kids go back to school this year. Smaller class sizes as a pandemic precaution actually helped, but only briefly. As kids are going back to school and daycares full-time this year, there are new challenges.
I really do worry about how the workforce shortage and program closures can increase either formal expulsions or just denial of care for kids and families.
What would you say to parents who are experiencing this, who might feel like this is their fault?
The first thing is for parents to take a deep breath and recognize that some of this is very normal. 20% of kids are going to show challenging behavior at some point before kindergarten entry. It's a very developmentally typical experience. Children's challenging behavior should really be reframed as their attempts to communicate.
For Lance, this proved to be true. As he got older, he's having less issues at school.
You like school better than daycares?
Yes!
While researchers point to the overall need for more funding and resources to solve this outright, in the meantime, they say the first step for parents and teachers is to act with empathy.